Ukrainian forces repelled a Russian armored group heading toward Torske, Donetsk region. 63rd Mechanized Brigade artillery, tanks, and FPV drones destroyed 3 BMPs, 1 tank, and retreating infantry. Not a single occupier reached our positions, the brigade added. The Russian command had deployed a convoy led by 3 IFVs and a tank for the assault. However, Ukrainian artillery quickly engaged the convoy, striking one of the IFVs. The brigade noted that the hit was delivered by a self-propelled artillery system from a range exceeding 10 kilometers. Then, FPV attack drones were sent against the invaders. They began targeting the armored vehicles and finishing them off. The Ukrainian military deployed a tank that opened direct fire on the Russian forces. After the battle, the Russian infantry attempted to retreat on foot, but Ukrainian drones targeted and eliminated them. The Russian invaders felt the full fury of the 63rd Brigade. Artillery systems, tanks, and attack drones dismantled them into molecules. Our infantry did not even have to engage in combat, the military said. The Ukrainian General Staff said that today, in the Lyman sector, the Russian army launched 4 attacks on Ukrainian positions near Kharkivka, Novoye Horivka, and Torske. Previously in this area, an electronic warfare system saved a tank of the 63rd Mechanized Brigade from an FPV drone attack. Another Russian armored assault was crushed by Ukrainian units as they advanced near a fortified position in Donetsk Oblast. Ukrainian forces utilized precise artillery fire, anti-tank weapons, and drones to target Russian tanks and infantry fighting vehicles. We can see Russian armored units were destroyed in the engagement, with survivors forced to retreat under heavy fire. The use of modern Western-provided weapons and tactical coordination gave Ukraine a decisive edge, turning the Russian advance into yet another costly failure. Russia has stockpiled over 200 Kh-101 cruise missiles and 300 Iskander ballistic missiles, with production actively ongoing, says Ukrainian military intelligence official Vadim Skibitsky. He added that strikes on Russian missile factories are challenging due to range limitations and a lack of powerful weapons.
What is Russia's current missile capability, as there was information that they have stockpiled 200 X-101 missiles and nearly 300 Iskander ballistic missiles according to available data?
First, we continuously monitor this issue. There is indeed production. The latest publications in the media are accurate and can be used.
What about the Shaheds, and since an incredible number of them are flying, when will we see successful strikes on these factories?
It's not very easy to reach these factories. Firstly, Elabuga, or that same Izhevsk factory, they are located at a very great distance. They managed to reach these factories. No? We need to take safety measures, because while our drone reaches there, it takes a long time. Not 1, not 2, and not 4 hours. That's the first thing. Second, more powerful weapons are needed because these are vast, very large areas, industrial areas, and it's difficult to destroy all this production with a single strike. But there are other measures that are called non-kinetic, such as sanctions. These are cyber attacks. Other measures, including informational ones, aimed at least reduce and eventually completely stop this production. But it is very difficult.
The United States announced at the UN about the intention of the North Korean regime to transfer new ballistic missiles to Russia, in addition to more than 100 already delivered, which the Russian Federation has already used in Ukrainian cities. The U.S. Deputy Ambassador Robert Wood made the corresponding statement at the UN Security Council meeting. North Korea is preparing to transfer even more ballistic missiles, the representative of the United States noted. In this regard, he noted that Pyongyang previously illegally transferred more than 18,000 containers of ammunition and related materials, as well as more than 100 ballistic missiles. All of them were used for strikes on populated areas, such as Kyiv and Zaporizhzhia, Wood noted. He also emphasized that the American side has information that a large number of self-propelled artillery installations of 170mm caliber as well as 240mm rocket salvo systems produced by the DPRK are being introduced into the conflict. In return, according to him, Russia transferred air defense systems to North Korea. In addition, Pyongyang receives other supplies, including fuel, technology, and dual-use equipment. At the same time, the U.S. representative drew attention to the fact that China has influence and the potential to influence the regime in Pyongyang, and it should urgently use this influence to prevent further escalation of the conflict. President-elect Donald Trump has officially appointed retired General Keith Kellogg as the U.S. Special Envoy for Ukraine. Kellogg has presented Trump with a plan to end the war, which includes freezing combat along the current front lines, pushing both Ukraine and Russia into negotiations, and making U.S. military aid to Ukraine conditional on its agreement to enter peace talks. Russian economy is tanking. Here is new evidence. Food inflation alone in Russia has surged 70% this year. Potato prices up 73% and butter 30%. True inflation since the invasion in 2022 is 71.4%, dwarfing the official number of 28%. GDP growth slowed to 3.1% in Q3, down from 4.1% in Q2 and 5.4% in Q1. Reports of growth without development as war spending diverts resources from infrastructure, health, and education. Contract soldiers earn triple the average wage, with bonuses up to $22,000 to $30,000 for signing and $100,000 in death benefits. But there is more. Russia offers to forgive the new conscripts' debts up to 10 million rubles, which is $100,000. Now, the total payments for signing a contract are up to $135,000. This is deathonomics in action. Over the past 3 months, the dollar has risen by 18% against the ruble. Mortgage rates are over 28%, and record high interest rates of 21%, the highest since 1999. The major developers in Russia are failing because people can no longer afford mortgages. Russians now use Soviet civilian Lada vehicles to storm Ukrainian positions. It goes as well as you would imagine. Sanctions continue to strengthen. Example: banks in 9 countries have stopped servicing Gazprom Bank UnionPay cards: Hungary, Vietnam, Germany, Kazakhstan, Qatar, Turkey, UAE, Thailand, and even China. Sanctions make it impossible to service Russian planes, so they start to burn. On November 24th, for example, Russian Sukhoi Superjet 100 catches fire in Antalya.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Also, if you want to support Warthog Defense, please become our member and get early access to new videos, exclusive members-only videos, and become administrator in comments section. The membership link is in the description.
Rescues every day. We had a guy last week at 6 rescues in 6 days. You know, he's doing the job every day.